It's time to tune in for another Sounds of the Valley episode. I'm Shanika Wright, and today we are at 5 Points Recording in Huntsville. We're visiting our friends Lana White, Kira, and Kati Hughes. You've seen them on TVL before, but today we're taking a personal look into their lives on and off stage.
Sounds of the Valley is sponsored by the Huntsville Symphony Orchestra.
Lana, Kira, Kati, thank you so much for joining me today. We're just gonna sit here and we're just gonna talk all things music. Life on stage, life off stage. Lana, you've been on, well, actually all of y'all have been on TVL a couple times before, but we're gonna dig a little deeper today. Can you just tell me, all of you can just tell me just like, how has it been for you starting your career in this area?
Do you want me to talk first?
Okay. We can.
Yeah. Oh, well, I started doing covers years ago with a guy in a duo, an acoustic duo, but I always had that aching inside that I wanted to write my own songs. So it didn't really fulfill me like I thought it would, but it still gave me stage presence experience, and just I got out around town and learned like where to play, and then I took some time off from that, and then I got married and had 2 kids, so I took a little more time off, but I was still writing. I started writing, years ago I started writing, but I really dug in and wrote more and more when my children were small, and so then I had like a catalog of stuff, so when I was ready I could get back out and slowly perform those, but then also consider doing a studio recording of the songs.
So y'all two are kind of like a package deal, just because y'all are sisters. So how did this dynamic, as far as Lana, Kira, Kati, how did this come to be?
I stalked them.
She admits it.
Well, Women in Music really brought a lot of us together, and so it was a few years ago, and I was asked to do a Panoply show, and I was like, I'm going to have an all-girl band. I just wanted to do that, and so I reached out and started, contacting people, and then put that together. But we got rained out that year. It was terrible. So anyway, we kept going anyway, but I thought, Kira can play and sing, and she knew how to take my originals that I'd already recorded and reimagine them and make them even better live. And I was like, oh, will you play some more shows with me? And she was like, sure, I've already learned all of your stuff, let's do it. And so we did. And then Kati just, then I was like, hey, let's get Kati in there, because I don't always need a full drummer, but a percussionist would be great. And then she's such a natural harmonizer that it was just a perfect sisterly harmony.
What I feel like we get is like Lana will send us something, or even just any covers that we do. Right. We're like, well, this is a good base, but what can we do with it? What can we change to make it better, pull it together? Yeah, make it our own,
exactly. I think is what it is. It's so even taking her originals that she's played out for years, or she's had them on album for years. If we're gonna do them live, let's do them like us. Let's not do them like whoever recorded them or whoever produced it. Let's do it like us, because that's how we're gonna make the music feel something.
So as far as the songwriting process goes, what does your creative process look like, as far as just like conception to actually doing to like the final product? What does that look like for?
It's different every time, but I usually come up with like a chord progression that I like the sound of, and then I get out my notes, and I have like a file of literal like words or phrases, and then I'll take one of those phrases and go, that phrase matches the emotionality of what I'm playing, and so then I develop a concept from that. And then I quickly send it to her for her approval, and just to get her feedback. Like I'll write a verse and a chorus, and I'll say.
We're kind of laughing is because she sends it to Kira and me, and we're like, nope, try again.
We give suggestions back. Lana sends it to me, and she usually has a good melody line or a concept of where she's going with it. And then I go, well, we're going to have to rewrite all the chords.
Yeah, because like I'll come up with like 3, but then she'll have, no, it needs like 5. Mm-hmm. But I'm just coming up with, for me, if I don't get the vocal melody recorded, I have to play something behind it.
It's enough to get it out of your
head.
So
I just have to get it out. But in the past, like I just would write songs, go in a studio and let a producer kind of help me with that. Right. But now, I have, Kira is great at chord progressions and just knowing what to do, like even you'll see that when we perform this song in a few minutes, like what she did to the bridge. Things that I would have just played through, she'll go, no, it needs a hard stop, or no, you need to do this other thing. So
lots of conversations about what she's trying to convey and how we can make the music help that.
Okay.
So I guess to answer your question, it's changed. My methods have evolved over the years from just writing it and going, yeah, that's it, and then now I have people to collaborate with. So it's usually I just kind of come up with a concept and go from there. It's just like a creative flow.
You just released an EP a couple months ago called Be My Own Sunshine. But of course, as an artist, I actually am gonna ask you which one is your favorite, because I know it's like picking your favorite child. You don't want to say which one, but there is one. Who is your favorite?
I think Be My Own Sunshine is my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, there was so much that went into that. Percussion and drums, all the voices, just the whole vibe of the Santana vibe that Kira gave it with her guitar parts. I mean, when I wrote that song, it was like 2 chords, with a third thrown in every now and then. I was like, I don't know what to do with this, but you find people that know, like, oh, this is what it has to do. So I think it just set the tone for the whole collection, just, being your own cheerleader at times you need to be to forge ahead, to continue to go forward with your dreams and your passions. It's just to find that inner strength. So I think it encompasses the whole collection pretty well.
So you guys are performing a song for us today. Can you tell us what it is and what was the inspiration behind it?
It's called Not Too Much. It's a brand new. I wrote it a month ago maybe. I don't know. She challenged me to write a song in a different time signature than I normally do. And so I was like, I'll show you, because I'm organized and and I do what I'm told. So I sat down with my guitar and I was like, I think I could do this. I was just like, so I just started playing a chord progression, and then again I got out my notes, started looking at things, and it just happened. But it's basically about being there for someone, being in a relationship, no matter what kind of relationship that is, and they're never too much for you. You're always going to be there to see them through it.
I don't wanna be